Welcome to the This Mum Loves Tech podcast, the go-to show for female business owners who want to simplify tech and get the support they need to grow their online businesses with confidence. I'm Nicola Walsh, your podcast host. I'm also a mum to two cheeky boys and I love tech, so you don't have to. I'm here to share actionable tips, tools and strategies that will help you streamline your business and make the tech work for you. So whether you're watching after the kids have gone to bed or listening while on the school run, let's dive into today's episode and make tech that little bit easier. Hello and welcome to another edition of This Mum Loves Tech. And today we're talking tech stacks. Now already I am sure that it's going to be some of you listening or watching that are like, oh yeah, okay, let's hear what she has to say. And there was some of you thinking, what is she talking about? So first of all, I'm going to explain what a tech stack is and probably how you've already got one in your business already without even realizing it. So simply put, a tech stack is the collection of tools and softwares and apps and platforms, all the different bits of tech basically that you use to run your business. It's all the things that are working in the background to keep things ticking over. It's what takes your payments, what help creates your content, it's your social media platforms. It's basically everything that is not you within your business. And the interesting thing about a tech stack is it's going to be unique for every person. Each person is going to have their own unique combination of tools that they have put together to make their business work. So think of it like a recipe. Your ingredients might include a website, an email marketing platform, a calendar tool, a payment system, maybe some cloud storage, but you can choose what kind of shop you get those ingredients from or how much you put in. You know, it might say to put a teaspoon in, but actually decide I'm going to put a tablespoon in because I really like that particular thing. So the end product that we get is all going to look a little different depending on what we offer, how we work, and that is all completely normal. Your tech stack should be unique to you and your business and work for you. The whole point of the tech is there to help us run our business. We want to make sure that we've got tools in it that are helping us and not hindering us. And we also want to make sure we've not got tools in there they're actually doing the same thing as another tool that's in our recipe. There's no point having two different types of flour if the recipe is only asking for one. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to work for you. And when your tech stack is well thought out and it all connects together and all the different tools in it work in harmony, it can really make your business run more efficiently, give you and your clients a smoother experience, and free up some of that important time so you can focus on what it is that you really enjoy doing. But what I see so many people doing is they've kind of thrown different tools into the pot and hoping that it's going to make something nice and tasty at the end. And it doesn't always do that. Sometimes we don't have a recipe to follow. We're just throwing stuff in, hoping that it's going to work. And that can leave you feeling really overwhelmed, really oversubscribed to things. You know, there's lots of noise, getting lots of talk about you need this, you need that. And really not sure of what is actually helping or hindering the progress of your business. So hopefully in this episode, I'm going to clear up a little bit about some of the things that you might want to consider including in your tech stack and making sure that it really is working for you. Because let's be honest, most of you got into business because you had a really good idea or a way that you wanted to help people, or maybe a talent or a passion that you wanted to pursue. Maybe it was a product that you loved creating or a service that generally helps people. But before you knew it, especially as soon as you take that business online, you end up with all these different tools and platforms and apps and subscriptions, most of which you didn't even know you needed when you first started out in business. And it's not where your strength is. But we have to realize that tech is part of everyday life when it comes to running an online business, whether you're sending emails, posting on social media, setting up calls with your clients, or selling your offers, you are going to need tech to make it happen. So even if you're thinking, I don't have that much tech in my tech stack, you already have got one. Just have a think about what it is that you're using to just make your business run every day. Now, it may be a basic tech stack, and it may be that you want to upgrade. Maybe at the moment you're using a really basic kind of 5-ingredient recipe, but you want to really upgrade to something really good, really tasty, really slick. And I'm probably using far too many recipe analogies in this episode, but I think it really helps kind of highlight how everyone interprets the recipe in a different way. Like, I don't know if you watch MasterChef, but sometimes they all follow the same recipe, but what they get at the outcome, they all have the same tray of ingredients and they try and make something from it. But at the end of it, it all looks different. That is their take on those ingredients. And that is what I want to get you to understand with the tech stack is we all have these tools that we know we need to use, but it's really up to us which ones we choose to do each particular task, and making sure that they all go together to make something that really works really well for us. So here is why it's important and why your tech stack matters. So it's really important that you understand what's in it. Like, it isn't just for techie people. It's something that every online business owner needs to really kind of have a basic understanding it is, because if you've then got things within your tech stack that aren't actually working for you, maybe you've worked with other people to kind of put things together, and each time you've worked with someone, they suggested a different tool, so you signed up for it, you could end up being paying for multiple things that all actually do the same thing. So it's a really good idea to step back and look at the tools that you're actually using. And you'll often find it does include a mix of things. You'll have a few tools that you love and you use all of the time, a couple that you're probably paying for and you've barely touched or haven't maybe even logged in or used, tools that actually do a similar or even the same job as another tool in your kind of stack of tools. And you probably also have 1 or 2 gaps where the right tool could really make a difference in saving you hours every week. I was working with a client recently to sort out her emails, and what we discovered was that she was actually paying for 3 different email platforms. So we worked together, we pulled it all into one email. There was one that she was paying for that she hadn't even set up, but she didn't realize wasn't even connected. So we binned that one off straight away. So that saved her like £100 and something a year. And then there was two other accounts where she was actually paying for the same thing and she could combine them into one. So we did that. So we combined them into one account. So overall, by looking at her tech stack and seeing what she was actually using and paying for, we was able to save her over £200 in that year. So it is really important that you kind of do a kind of checklist of what am I actually using, what am I actually paying for, and what job do they actually do, so that you can work out if there's things that are crossing over. Because it's not about having the fanciest or the most expensive tech. Now, if you've listened to my podcast, you know I'm always here trying to recommend free or low cost tools. But even then, if they're free or low cost, you still don't want to have loads that you're signed up to, you know, if they're all doing the same thing. So it's really about choosing the tools that are doing the job that you need it to do in a way that works for you, the time that you've got, the budget that you've got, and the stage of business that you're at. Sometimes the flashy, more complicated tools just have too much stuff than you actually need. And it can get overwhelming trying to understand how it works. Well, actually, if you choose a simpler, more basic tool to start with, get yourself up and going, you can then upgrade to the more in-depth tools later. Because that's the great thing with this online world, is you're never stuck with one thing. You have the ability to move things around, to switch them around, because it's this kind of fluid online system. It's not like it's stuck on the hard drive of a computer and no one else can access it. And if your hard drive went down, that's it. A lot of this stuff, it's online, it's cloud based. It means that you can move data, you can move your things from one place to another. So you don't need to ever feel like you're stuck with a tool, especially if it's one that's not working for you. And it's really important that you put these tools together in a way that is simple, manageable for you, and sustainable. There is no point, again, signing up to something, going all in on it for the first couple of weeks and then completely trailing off using it, because what was the point of signing up for it in the first place? You don't need everything out there. You just need to use tools that are going to suit you and your business, your budget and your schedule, and the way that you would like to work. So if you're listening to this and thinking, I'm not even sure what tools I've got, let alone if they're working together. Most business owners don't build their tech stack intentionally. It kind of it evolves over time. I mean, mine certainly has. I started with social media platforms. I then quickly added a website, email marketing. But over time, I've swapped out invoicing for online payment systems. I've added in calendar, like organizational tools so I don't have to go back and forwards over emails or messages trying to get a call booked in. I've added in online course platforms. I've added in a podcast, all of that involving different tech and just making sure that all those different areas of tech are working well for me. So what I have done is I've put together a free masterclass called Does Your Tech Stack Up? So what I'm going to be doing during this masterclass is walking you through how to understand what tools are needed in your tech stack. And I'm not just going to talk about all of them. I'm going to break them down into the foundational tools, the ones that I believe every business owner needs. Then the growth tools, so the ones that once you've got those foundations in place, you can then look at moving on to these growth tools and choosing ones that are going to complement the ones in your foundation. And then finally, additional extra tools that are really going to look at things like productivity, podcasting, kind of other areas that would be nice to have, but are definitely things to consider at the end once you've got the rest of your tech working for you. I'm not going to throw hundreds of different apps at you. I'm just going to clearly explain what the different tech tool is that you need, and then give you a few examples of ones that you can use, and then also explain what I use in my business so that you can see how this Mum Loves Tech all goes together as well. So hopefully by the end of the masterclass, you'll understand what tools you need right now, what you could then look to grow into, and what additions you may want to consider to help you with different areas depending on what your business is. As always, I'm going to be recommending simple and affordable tools so that they're things that you can really consider implementing and not think about something that you have to work up to be able to afford. So hopefully you'll walk away from the masterclass feeling clearer, more confident, and ready to get that tech working together and working for you. So if you want to join that masterclass, it's happening on Monday, the 14th of July at 1 o'clock. And you can go to thismumlovestech/masterclass to register. So I hope by listening to this episode today, you understand a little bit more about what a tech stack is, how it can help you run your business. Now, you shouldn't be scared of it. Tech is there to help us run our businesses. And it's really important that we understand what we've put into it, what tech we've chosen and how it works, so we can make sure we're using the tools in the most effective way. We're making sure we're using our money in the most effective way, that we're paying for tools that are actually helping us, not hindering us, and we're not paying for the same thing twice. And making sure we choose tools that complement each other. There's no point signing up for two tools that actually don't integrate well together. Integration means that they start talking to each other, because then you've got to find ways of making these two tools work together, when actually it would be much better if you choose tools that work together from the start. So hopefully I'm going to help in this masterclass clear those things up. But as always, if you've got any questions about this episode or any of the episodes I've done on the This Mum Loves Tech podcast, I would love for you to come into the This Mum Loves Tech community over on Facebook. As well as answering your tech questions, I also share 2-minute tech tips each week. They're really short videos that answer some of the common questions that I get within the group of how to do things. So each week you get a new one. Most recently it was on Google Drive and how to organize your folders. I've done ones on how to connect Canva and MailerLite together. Just really simple, quick things that you can just watch, implement, and move on with your day. Now, they're only in the group for a week. They also get sent out to people on my email list. If you're on my email list as well, or you want to be, if you sign up for the masterclass, you automatically get added to my email list. So then you can get these tech tips as well. And then once the week is passed and the new one gets released, the old ones all get put into the membership. And so if you are part of the membership, you can access all the tips there as well. So I hope you have found today's episode helpful, and I hope you will join me for the next episode of This Mum Loves Tech.